Well, my friends, it's Starry Hilder doing her sustainable living thing. I am at a new friend's place, and she's here in Florida, and she needed some advice what she could do to make her piece of property more sustainable. She has an amazing story about how she purchased this property. It's incredible, 5 acres, a beautiful home for $159,000. This place is worth 300K, and I hear these stories all the time. This was the very last house that she was going to look at. They were giving up, and you know what? The Lord just brought what she needed. So all of you who are looking and trying to find property, you know what? God's got. If God wants you to go live in the country, if you have a heart for His kingdom work, He's going to make it happen. He's going to make it happen. So, but I want to just show you what she has. Kind of give you a bird's eye view here. She really is thinking about, oh, look at the cat over there, turning this into a lifestyle center where people would come and she could kind of do what I'm doing. And so I kind of am walking around evaluating what she has. And this is a great showcase of, because this guy who owned it, he was a master gardener. So this is a great showcase of really how to set up your property if you're looking at being more sustainable. So he has this outdoor potting area, which is a great idea. I love it. And it's really warm here, so it really doesn't have to be like the greenhouse that you used to seeing in the northern climates. But if you were in some place like Idaho, Wisconsin, this would be your greenhouse enclosed. And if you can see that, right? Raised beds, a lot of raised beds around here, and I'm thinking because the soil is very sandy, like beach. So the people around here do a lot of raised beds, and these are made out of wood. And he has everything with irrigation. You see over there, there's irrigation. So all of these raised beds have full irrigation, and they also have, he made these little tops here so that when the animals want to come in and eat, they're all protected. There's a composting, I see over here, composting bins. So we've got, and you do your browns and your greens, and so great area for composting. One of the things that I see is lacking from the property. There's a lot of great plants here, but I don't see any fruit trees and I don't see any berries. So there's a weakness here, and I told her with that weakness, you could definitely plant berries, because berries are very fast growing, they're very easy to grow, but don't invest right now in any type of fruit trees. And the reason being is fruit trees take years and years and years to have that produce. So what you do instead is now there's a very close neighbor right here on the back side, and that's okay, but do they have fruit trees? If they do, get to know your neighbors. And I talked about having like a co-op among the people in the neighborhood. So if you've got, say, all these onions, right, then you can barter your onions for the neighbor's apples. Also, and I don't know if she locked this, but also has on the property, he has all these sheds, and they are brand new, and you those into living quarters. I really like those. And I'm going to show you the one that actually is solar powered by the lights. Great idea. That's the other weakness that she has here, is there's no solar power yet. So I suggested that there may be some trees that need to come. Look over here, she's got a lot of trees, but she's in Florida, so there's plenty of sunlight. But what she's going to have to do is, I suggested putting the array very close to the house, and she could probably power this right away, this garage, lickety split, with probably about 2 or 3, probably just 200 kilowatt panels. And or she could actually have her battery bank out here and have an array very close. I would put a pole oriented to the sun, get some of these trees out of here, and have her battery bank in here. This is a great outdoor with an overhang. Look at this, she's got an overhang here. So someone could actually park an RV in here and live, which would be awesome. Clear out some of the trees there so they have a little area. And then in here, she's already organized some of her preps, which I love. So she's got, if you look at all her stuff, she's got already for microgreens. We talked about doing microgreens. She's got all her canning stuff. She's got her extra Berkeley filters. So, you just look at some of the things that she's accumulating. She's on the right track. She's got her Excaliburs. She's got an extra refrigerator. And again, here is she doesn't have a lot of storage right now for like a pantry. So she's got all of this, but she really needs a pantry. And, I'm not sure what the weather, bugs and all that for Florida, but I advised her that she needs to have some type. She's getting her water, right? And she has reverse osmosis water filter for inside the house. So it's looking, she's on the right track. I did suggest more raised beds, which is, looked like, great she has raised beds, but it's definitely lacking with food production. So you can never have too many raised beds or too much garden space. This is the other shed, brand new, and it has the little solar panel here, and it runs the lights. And so this was oriented this way, and you see now there's shade. So again, whoever set this up really wasn't thinking about, it's great that they have the idea, but they're missing how to really set solar up. So I would suggest, again, clearing things out. She does have a propane tank, and the propane tank actually runs a propane generator. So I was really happy to see that. And I don't know if it gets really cold, but she doesn't have like a wood stove or anything. So if it gets really cold, I would suggest probably putting in a wood stove. But she has a great propane generator. I mean, how awesome is that? So that's great. That's all been wired and ready to go. The inside of the house is nice because she's actually gutting everything out and opening it up, and she wanted advice on how to design the kitchen and if people would come in, how she could do like an all raw kitchen. She's really not into the cooking, a lot of cooking, and that's great. So, but just wow, so much potential here. But this is again another sustainable piece of property that is on the right track and really thinking outside the box. Really blessed. She's really, really blessed to have this. So anyway, thank you, my friends, for coming along. And and the other thing I would suggest, the Master Gardener did some really, really great things here with bringing in all these different flowers and plants. And then one last thing is just more permaculture. And the Master Gardener did a really great job. But the permaculture actually brings in more butterflies, more bees, more earthworms. And so I'd like to see a little bit more permaculture here. But those are my Starry Hilder suggestions. But this is just fantastic. And we'll end on that note. What a life, right?